Someone's just joined our Skool community. We want to get them into our CRM, send them a couple of welcome emails, and capture all their information so we can follow up with them and give them the best experience possible. Let's go through it now. We'll get started. So we have Skool here. This is my group, Value Add Australia. If you're an Australian service-based business owner, join. But aside from that, first thing we want to have a look at here is the membership questions. So this is the information we want to pull through to our CRM. So we have a bit more detail about our leads, our group members, and we can segment them a bit if we like. So questions we have here, email address, that's a good one to have. We can start sending them emails. Now this one's qualifying question. Are you based in Australia and currently a business owner or planning to start a business? And then a bit more information. What's your biggest current constraint or pain point in your business that you need support with? Probably need to fix the wording on that. But anyway, these are the three questions. So email address, good to go. These two, we need to create custom fields in HighLevel. I've already created them, but I'll show you that. Before we pull any data through, we need somewhere to put it. So in HighLevel here, you can see I've got Skool question 1 and Skool question 2. They're really question 2 and 3, but that doesn't really matter. So that's all set up. We've got a place to put them in here. If you want to create one from scratch, we go add field, text input, single line. We could change this if it's a multiple choice question. We could do a checkbox or a radio select, but let's just go single line. We'll have the answer. And then field name, Skool question 3. Object, we're attaching it to a contact, so a particular person in our CRM here in HighLevel. We don't really need any other thing here. Group, we want that in additional info, but that's just for cleanliness of data. So now that we have these set up, it's time to move over to Zapier. Yes, Zapier. So this is a really simple one-step automation here. We've got answered membership questions in Skool, and that adds or updates the contact in LeadConnector, which is the grey label for HighLevel. So answer the membership question. To connect Skool up here, in our account, we need to plug that in. So mine's already connected, but I'll show you what it looks like to connect a brand new account. So it's asking for the API key and the group URL. Very easy to do. All we have to do is in plugins here, we go to Zapier integration and click edit, and we generate an API key here. I'm not going to click that button now, but all you have to do is click generate, copy, then go back here and paste, and then the group URL of your school. So for me, even though it's called Value Add Australia, it's actually up Insights because that's what I started with. But we just copy and paste that in. So we put that in here and then click yes, continue. So I already have it set up as I said, so I'm just going to continue here. And then we would test. So you can see here we've got some fake information. John Doe, question 1, that's not the real question. His favorite color is red, that's nice. He's got his email in question 2. But yeah, this is all just a test there. And then as we move to the next step here, we want to add that information into LeadConnector. So we've got add update contacts. We have our account. So again, this is another API integration. Very easy. Connect the account again. We just need the API key this time. I'll see if I can show that to you without giving too much away. It's on the business profile. So it's right here. If it doesn't exist, we just click this button. I'm not going to do that because it will refresh it and ruin all my current connections. But we just copy that and then paste it back in here. So that's all the connections that plugs it all together. So once that's done, the next step, filling in the blanks. So which fields from Skool do we want to map to the fields here in HighLevel? So we've got first name, last name, full name, phone number if we're picking it up. And the email address here is answer number 1. This all, of course, depends on how you set up your questions. In my case, the first question I ask is, what's your email address? You might want to put that third. But yeah, whichever question relates to that answer, we want to bring that in. Address, city, state, we probably wouldn't have all of this. Tag, very important, because this is what's going to fire the automation. So create a tag there, whatever you like. I use school free member. Mark as lead, I've said false here, it's probably true. And then down the very bottom here, you see I've got school question 1 and school question 2. So this would be answer number 2 and answer number 3, respectively. And if I refresh this, because I've created school question 3, yeah, that's there now. So we need to create these values in HighLevel first. Otherwise, there's nowhere really to put them. We can put them in random places, but that's not best practice. So then we continue and we test that. So we've got data in, data out. And once that's all live and published, whenever someone joins your school community, this information will go through into HighLevel, create a new contact with all of their details, and create that tag. Now, as I mentioned, the tag is what fires the automation, so let's have a look at that. So here we have the value add 7 email nurture split test. So realistically, we're going to look at a split test that I've put together here, but we only really need a straight line automation, or you can get fancy with it. You don't have to do a split test like this. But we've got the trigger. So what fires this automation is when a contact tag is added, and that's school free member. So as soon as they're created, this tag gets added, and it triggers this specific automation. Now I've done some tagging here. I want to add a different tag to them, and then remove the school free member tag. But then the first thing I do is wait 12 hours before anything happens, because I haven't necessarily approved them. So I have people that have come in from outside Australia, and I'll decline them because my group's for Australians only. And a couple of other reasons. If they don't meet the criteria, if they're not qualified, I'll decline them. So that's what this wait 12 hours is for. And if they don't meet the criteria, all I have to do is remove that value add tag, because the next step here is, do they have the tag? So if they still have it, they'll go through, or I can push them through manually when I see them. Sometimes I do that. But yeah, if they don't have the tag, they haven't been approved, they're gone. I could probably even add another step here to delete the contact, but I don't necessarily want to do that at this point. Now then we've got a split here. I'm not going to go too far into this, but we can split into path A and path B and split test. See which email chain works better. But then from here, what this does is it sends out an email. So we've got the welcome email. We've got a bit of an intro. We have the follow thread, which is just a feature in the group. The freebie file, another feature there. The collab, another feature. So this is basically getting them to know a bit about my community. Yeah, that all goes through. We got a feedback request at the end because I like to know how I'm doing. But yeah, a 7-day email nurture sequence to help boost engagement in the community there. So this can all be set up fairly easily, and I hope this has helped. Let me know if you have any questions. Drop them in the comments below. Not before. You can comment before you watch the video if you like, but me telling you that now doesn't really help. Alright, thanks a lot. Appreciate you.